very fancy. I thought it was going to be makeup to choose from, but don't get any ideas, Sam.
Different eyeshadows.
Yes, exactly.
I'll do it whenever, whenever.
You're like, I have another shoot for Sarah, but let me see if I can.
Yes, let me see if I can squeeze you in. I told him, I was like, I'm busy with Sarah.
Right.
Exactly.
When I was in Texas 2 weeks ago, he was there, and I've only spent a very short amount of time with him in person, but I'm just like, I just really like you as a person. Like, if we lived in the same city, we would, like, hang out.
Oh, I love that. Oh, he doesn't live in the city?
He lives in Tennessee, I think.
Wow, that's, like, not in the city at all.
Very nice. That breaks up the gray on the side too.
Yeah.
Do you want me to get up?
No, you good.
Okay.
Kind of wanted to, because it looked like it's a maroon sofa instead of just a blanket.
Yeah, I think.
Look cool.
I think if you turn this, because it moved a little bit. Yeah, is that what you're going for?
No, actually, would you mind? Let me just.
You can direct me.
Now it sticks out too much. So.
What if we break it here?
Yeah, I want to see a little bit more of the couch there. So let's take it out. Probably.
What if we have
yeah, put that there. No, it's too much black. Let's try this one. Nah, it sticks out too much.
There's a brown one over here. Let me see. All these details
I love it.
Any idea? We can also flip it.
Angle a little bit. Flip it to what? There's another side? Oh, that way. Okay. Yeah.
Let's see what it looks like. It's got a fold in it. Oops. Now I messed up our lines.
Move it down. Like, yeah. Even down a little bit more. Okay, move it more towards that way. It's too much. I'm seeing too much of it.
What about breaking it like that?
Yeah. Something like that. That's what I'm thinking. Okay.
I like the windows behind her. Breaking up the space.
Okay. So I think we're good.
We have literally like moved Becca's plants and lights around.
I love
Should
that.
take a picture before we get going.
Before and after. I love this.
When she got this house a couple of years ago, we gave her that plant, but it was like itty bitty, and so I'm like, it's thriving here, Becca.
I love that. Oh my goodness. I know she's always been a plant gal too.
Yes. I cannot keep plants alive. It's just not one of my strengths.
Me.
I really appreciate having live things in a space.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just like, I'm
Sammy,
sorry.
one more thing. Can you turn your body more? You can feel free to put your leg up on the sofa or something, cross leg or something like that. That's more.
Want me to do like this or?
Yeah, I want your hips more towards the camera. Yeah, there you go. So
Okay.
looking directly at her.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, you look too much. Back the other way. Yeah, there you go.
Like that? Okay.
All right. Okay.
This is where he's a
Let's-
professional.
Give me. This is just for the camera, so just give me your name and spell it for me so that.
My name is Samantha, Samantha, and my last name's Dedeaux, Dedeaux.
Ditto.
Yes.
Is that French?
Yes.
So don't you love having an X in your name? Such a
Yeah.
fun letter.
Yes.
As a kid, I always wanted
How would you want your name on screen? Sammie or Samantha?
It could be Samantha.
Samantha.
Samantha is fine. I know a lot of people probably know me by that, so.
Okay, Sarah, anytime you're...
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you just a couple of questions. If it's possible, like if I say, how did you get involved in Kids Hope? Repeat the question in the answer. So I got involved in Kids Hope when I was in first grade, kind of thing. Instead of saying when I was in first grade as your answer. But we'll coach you through it, so don't worry.
Okay.
And so we are gonna ask a couple of just like questions about when you were in Kids Hope first as a kid, and then about being a mentor now, and then we'll ask some questions about getting reconnected with Becca.
Okay.
So that's kind of the 3 pieces of this interview.
Okay.
So Samantha, if you could just share, how did you first learn about Kids Hope?
I first learned about Kids Hope. Well, it wasn't me, of course. It was my mother. She said that she just saw in Eagle Rock how they were, doing little tutoring or just a mentoring after school. I remember, well, not vividly, but I remember her bringing it up to me, how she wanted me to get into an after school activity. And I just remember me being a kid like, no, I want to go outside and play, So I didn't know I actually got into the program until you had pulled me out of class. And I had met Becca, my mentor or my ex-mentor. And from then we have just been connected. So honestly, it was my mom. So thank you to her.
And how old were you when you started Kids Hope? Do you remember?
Yes, so I was in kindergarten, first grade. So I was 6 years old? 6, yes, I was 6. Yes.
So if you could just say that as in one sentence, like I was 6 years old when I started Kids Hope.
I was 6 years old when I started Kids Hope. Do I have to say I was in first grade or no?
You could say it either way.
Okay,
Just,
well,
we're
I
just
was...
wanting to say it's like a long time ago.
Okay, I was 6 when I first started Kids Hope. Yes.
Nice.
And
is there anything that you remember about Kids Hope that, like, whether it was playing Uno or working on math or just, like, knowing Becca would be there every week, like, what are some things that you remember about when you were in Kids Hope?
Definitely the books and the caterpillars and the ice creams. I just know that for me, as somebody who definitely struggles with dyslexic, I would always have trouble reading, writing, and I knew that, and I just felt so grateful that I had somebody to put my comfort in, and that was Rebecca. So we would read, we would write every time, and her reward to me was the caterpillar and ice cream, and I'm just so grateful that she pushed me to even want to do that and write more and read more because I was embarrassed, I felt embarrassed. I didn't want to write and read because I didn't know that B and D were too different. So definitely the caterpillar and the ice cream.
All those rewards still these years later. And when you think about Rebecca, like, how would you describe her? Because I feel like mentor can be a word that has a lot of different meanings, and it can also just be a friend. So describe Rebecca to us.
Let's see. If I were to describe her, it would definitely be one word, and it would be protective. And I say that because a protector comes in different ways. A protector doesn't judge. A protector provides and they give. And I feel like that's all that Becca really did. And she just gave me so much love and so much attention and made me feel like I was somebody as a kid, and I feel like that's just how every kid is just supposed to feel. So,
Yes, so good.
You make me emotional over here.
It's fine. So we're gonna kind of leapfrog from there, and then we'll go back. But what made you decide you wanted to be a mentor?
Giving back. You guys have gave me so much, not even just you, just the whole community, and it's like, if I could give somebody the experience that you guys, Becca, Carly, my sisters and my brother's mentors gave me, I would love to return that favor. You guys are just awesome. I think it's just you guys. You guys, yes.
And Can you describe when you met Patricia, or like how did it feel to walk back on this campus? It's like 11 years after graduating or something like that?
Yeah.
And then, what was it like to be back at your old school but be back as a mentor? How did that feel?
Exciting and nerve-wracking, most definitely, because it's like I'm walking into a new experience, you know, but at the same time, I'm happy that I'm walking into this experience again, but I can give somebody the experience. So definitely exciting and nerve-wracking. So, yeah.
Can you rephrase that? That's your
go ahead.
question. So walking into, what was it, Delvin?
It's Eagle Rock.
Eagle Rock, okay. Walking in Eagle Rock makes me feel fast, because probably won't get to the first part of your question. So people need to have.
Walking into Eagle Rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Walking into Eagle Rock the first time, I just really kind of felt, you know, as a mentor, I really felt, you know what I'm saying? Okay.
Walking into Eagle Rock again for the first time as a mentor was definitely exciting and nerve-wracking. Definitely learning and seeing Patricia, you know, getting to know her, but then also excited that I get to give and enjoy the experience that you guys gave me to another kid.
Beautiful. Describe what you do with Patricia. Like, do you guys have a routine? Is it different every week? Like,
My routine with Patricia is different every week. Honestly, I feel like it's what she likes. I know that just every day engaging with her is something new and that I get to help. I'm so sorry. Can I restart that?
anytime.
I kind of lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
Do me and Patricia do new things every day, or?
Just describe what your hour looks like. Like, you can say, I pick her up from class, we walk over, we kind of make a plan, it's different every week. Sounds like kind of what you guys, you know, but because I think part of some people will know what Kids Hope is and some people won't, so we're just trying to give them a little glimpse of like, what does it look like when you go to that school?
Okay. And forgive me, what was the question?
How did you, well, there's two parts to the question. How did you feel being a mentor, which you just answered, and then what do you do
Okay.
during hour?
So started with, I meet my little mentee, Patricia, and so basically we just kind of hang out and do what she wants to do. It could be this, could be that, you know. That
What me and Patricia do is I pick her up and then I walk her to the room. Of course, I love to ask her, you know, how her weekend is since I see her on Mondays. Or, you know, of course, I always like to see how they're feeling first. If they're hungry, if they're sad, if they're just not having a good day, I always just like to ask her, uplift her, you know, see how she's feeling. And then we just go from there. She has any schoolwork, you know, I would, of course, love to help her with that. But other than that, whatever she's feeling.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Is there anything memorable that, like, when you think about your time with Patricia, I feel like you've made slime, you've read outside, like, is there any, what is one memorable time as a mentor that you've had with her?
I would say memorable times, because there's a lot with her already, is definitely just getting to know her and her personality. Like, she is just the sweetest little girl ever. And I love that as a person that I know I talk a lot. I love that she can just go out and talk about anything and I can talk back to her just as much as I, you know, would love to. You know, we just go back and forth and those are wonderful moments, or memorable moments. Yes.
Lovely. We try to paint a picture for mentors that a lot of people will sign up and feel like, yes, this is good, but not realizing like what a gift it is to be a mentor. So I wonder if there is anything that you've learned as a mentor that you just weren't aware of as a kid. And sometimes it can just be like, well, you know, I get so much joy hanging out with Patricia, or I look forward to this break from work, or whatever it is for you. But we always want people to know that these are mutually beneficial relationships, that signing up to give is wonderful, but also be prepared to receive. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So if you could just share kind of something you've received as you've stepped into this role of mentor.
Definitely something I received is that I love that I can be there to listen, or I know that I can be someone that can listen, or that I am just there for my child, or that I'm there for my mentee or my person, that I'm showing up. I think that's the biggest one for me, that I know that they can count on me to show up.
Absolutely.
And what does that mean to you when you say show up? Why is that important to you?
Showing up is important because when I was in Kids Hope, when I was a kid, I didn't really have anyone there for me until you guys, Kids Hope, came into my life. And I feel like that's important to me because now that I'm in Kids Hope, I get to do that for my mentee or for whatever kid I have. So that's what's really important to me, or why it's really important for me. Mm-hmm.
So good. We want to also kind of paint the picture that, like, you were in Kids Hope for 6 years. You had the same mentor for 6 years. Then there was sort of this period of time where you moved, fell out of contact. Becca shared about, like, seeing you at Target when you were working there, and then reconnecting with CJ right before the fires. And so if you would just kind of describe to us, like, your timeline with Becca, that you met for 6 years, that you didn't meet, just so that we have it in your words as well. So kind of however you want to describe that.
Most definitely. My relationship with Becca, I feel like would always stay the same. When I did see her at Target, I felt like everything just rushed up on me and I had forgotten about life for a second. I didn't care about bills. I didn't care about, just life. And I was just like, I'm seeing somebody that cared about me, somebody that was literally there for me all my life. And I get to see them again, and just, I think after the fires, that as well, seeing everything so lost and everything get lost in front of me and seeing all my friends' houses and family members' houses just leave. It was dark. And I forgot that anybody was even there, Until you guys, till Becca, she texted me again and it was just a light. You guys brought a whole light, and I remember Rebecca just texted me asking me how I was, and I just felt like I mattered. I remember why me and Rebecca had a relationship. I remember why she's my favorite person in the world, because you guys are just there for me. And I think that's so important. And my relationship with her and my point of view of her will never change. Excuse me, I was getting a little emotional there. Excuse me.
Like, I feel like you just captured the heart of the program, and why it's important.
Since you brought up the fires,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sorry, I don't want
Yeah, go ahead.
with that, but can you take us through your journey in the past year? What's it been like? So maybe start out with the fires, and where were you that day, and can you describe what that ordeal was like, and just kind of where you guys are now?
Start off January 6th, I was getting off of my senior living job. I was living at Pasadena, or I was working at Pasadena Senior Living down in Pasadena. And I just remember getting off at like 5 o'clock, 5:30. I was going to go hang out with a boyfriend of mine, and we were just going to go eat. It was windy. It was crazy. I remember seeing the winds were like 80 miles per hour, going crazy. And I remember coming home, and my mom had a huge aloe plant that was always at the top of our stairs. And I remember coming home and seeing the aloe plant at the end of the stairs. I was like, oh, here I have to go. I have to carry this 80-pound aloe plant up the stairs after my, 9-hour shift. And I didn't think anything of it. I was, just like, I'm hungry. I'm ready to go eat. Till my mom called me. She was like, there's literally a fire down the street. Like, if you walked out of my house, you could literally see it right by the church. She was like, we have to go. So all I remember is getting my animals. I had 2 bearded dragons. I had an iguana. I have an iguana. I still have my 2 bearded dragons. My lizard Caimon and my 2 cats. And I just remember grabbing them. Not even any clothes or anything. I just remember grabbing them and leaving. And I remember I have a little David star, God, a little cross on my door, and I just remember praying, God, if something happens, just know that it will be okay. Something, and not even 12 hours later, my house was gone. My whole street, my whole car, my everything was just gone. So I didn't even know until I saw the news, not knowing if your house is gone or not, but seeing 200,000 people watching the news and that's your house burning, yeah, it's breathtaking. It's a lot, especially on live TV. Watching the firefighters stand there while your house burns, it was a lot. After then, we were very misplaced. I was moving to Long Beach, to LA where my sister lived, to my cousin's house in West Covina. I was sleeping on their floor to get to work. And until we were so blessed from, I don't remember his name. Derek. I was going to call him David. My family and I were very blessed that Derek gave us 3 months to live in a house near Altadena. And we stayed there, and I just remember trying to be in contact with you guys and just in touch. And I remember seeing Sarah. She was there. She helped us. I remember Andrea, one of my classmates. I remember her. I don't remember her being there, but her mother. And just that moment, I was beyond grateful. And I knew that I had my light and you guys and just people there for me. So there, from 3 months, we moved to West Covina finally in the grace of God. And that's where I am put now. And I did get my car replaced by Edwin and his wonderful wife. I got a 2003 Honda Pilot. And his name is JJ.
I love that so much.
And I think that's all. I feel like if I talk more, I'll cry. But yeah, I'm trying to find the positive things of the fire. So
we want the real stories. Life is not all fire.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And you've been through a lot, so.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
We're going to talk about, you met with Becca, so a couple weeks ago she was saying?
Yes. After our program or after mentoring, I went to the coffee shop with her down the street.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you talk about the kind of that reunion, because that was the first time you kind of really talked down in any kind of long conversation with Becca?
Yes.
Can you kind of take us through that and describe that a little bit?
Mm-hmm. So after I believe it was the 25th, before Halloween, we had gone to a coffee shop down by the school.
Hey, Becca.
Becca and I went to a coffee shop down the school way that had just opened up. It's called Plants and Coffee. And I feel like that's where we really, really sat down and had a conversation, not even just like us, but just as adults, I finally got to tell her like, hey, I can pay for this. I got money. And I feel like just reconnecting with her and just being with her just puts me in such a happy place. It really opens up my heart and doors again, after being so closed and having everything taken away from me. It's like talking with Rebecca and seeing her made me like, wow, I have people. I have a light. I have a reason, like I'm here for a reason. And it was really breathtaking and just eye-opening for me. Mm-hmm.
Could you have imagined when you were 6 years old, like having a relationship with your mentor 15 years later?
No, I wouldn't, no. Because usually, some mentors are like, okay, I'm leaving to Arizona or something, and they just want to move on with their lives. And I think I'm just grateful that Rebecca wanted to stay around with me or that I'm even in the same area as her. Yes, I'm very grateful. God put her in my life for a reason.
So you have the unique perspective of, being a mentee when you're a young kid,
Mm-hmm.
and now a mentee, what does that mean to you? I guess describe, so if someone comes up to you and say, why should I join Kids Hope? What does that mean? What would you tell them?
I would say join Kids Hope for the kids. And I know that sounds so selfish, or to me it doesn't. But just to know you can help somebody or just put a smile on a kid's or somebody's face after a long day, or just after you had a long day, is very heartwarming. And I feel like definitely for the kids and for yourself, I feel like the kids take away from your hard time in life, or just at least a break, you know. Sometimes when I'm like from work and I'm just like, I'm over it. And then I see Patricia come out and I'm just like, I remember why I'm here. I love this. So I would definitely say for the kids. Mm-hmm.
Good answer. That's the best part of this.
Mm-hmm.
I think she nailed it.
I mean, crushed it, girl. Like, so
Really?
great.
Thank you guys. I was nervous. I'm going to be honest.
It's hard to like think in the moment
Yeah.
with all the lights and all of that, but I feel like you just shared your heart so beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that we could use, that we need a soundbite for next year? We could ask.
Let's think of something because we're here. So next year will be our 20th year,
Mhm.
and I'm talking about this idea of legacy, of just like, I never had children, but I feel like Kids Hope is part of my legacy. And same with Becca, you know, and that legacy doesn't have to just be biological children, but how we leave the world a better place. And I feel like you are part of Becca's legacy because now you're a mentor. And it's like really beautiful for me as director to see this kind of full circle. Like, what if Patricia's a mentor someday? I mean, like,
My goodness.
So when you think about the word legacy and you think about your experience with Kids Hope, that's probably too abstract of a question. Let me think about a better way to ask it. Maybe sort of what Dennis had asked before, like, what is it like for you not to only get to be in the program as a kid, but to pass that on to Patricia? And you have already said something to that effect, but maybe just thinking about it through that lens of legacy, of just like, you know, I received from Becca this gift and I'm so happy that I get to pass it on to Patricia, or however you want to put it in your own words.
Mm-hmm.
But what does your Kids Hope legacy look like?
Well, kind of to answer your question about Rebecca's, because I really don't know about, but I feel honored. You know, I feel honored that somebody was so willing to be with me for those 6 years. And they really motivated me to even want to come back and do this. You know, I think that's a wonderful legacy. And I really just hope that I can, you know, motivate or give that same attitude or love and grace to my Patricia, or just to whoever I have and would love to see for that legacy to pass on. I would love to hear or see that I motivated somebody and they get to motivate somebody else. I think that would be, I would love to pass down the legacy. Yes. Pass down is what I'd like to, yes. This is the word I was looking for.
Doing it, girl. You're doing it.
Oh, I hope. I'm so glad.
Her eyes just light up when she sees you and is with you, and just like,
She's so precious.
I feel like
Yeah.
she plans all week too. She's like, no, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this, and it's like, I get to be in charge for once in my life.
Yeah.
You just started with her?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yes. So I started in September, October.
Yeah.
September.
Yes, September. So, I love her so much. She's so sweet.
You mentioned that you felt nervous about it. What was the nervousness about? What do you know, have you thought about that?
Yes. I think I've told Sarah, I've have nephews. I've been around kids my whole life, but I've never really gotten along with them. I've never, as you can see, I'm a caregiver. I take care of old people. So, you know, kids wasn't really, I was nervous, you know. What if I don't get the 6'7" joke? What if I don't get this joke or something, you know? I was like, that was very nerve-wracking for me. Yes. Feeling like I'm not on their level.
And then crushing it.
Yeah.
It's all about the love.
So how did you overcome that though?
Being
How
myself.
How do you overcome that?
Being myself. I feel like once I saw and heard what kind of person Patricia was, I was like, I definitely got this in the bag. I definitely have this. And then I seen it with my own eyes, what kind of young, beautiful lady this is. I was like, yes, okay. I definitely have this in the bag because Sarah definitely picked me a good girl. So, yes.
I'm just now remembering when we went to meet Patricia. She had the same teacher you had, Miss Moore.
Yes.
Would you just, because I think that's so unique that you're back at your elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
Like, most mentors are not, right?
Yeah.
What was it like? So just describe, like, Miss Moore coming out and seeing you as a mentor. And Miss Larsoul, I think she told me she talked to you. Like,
Yes.
So tell me what it's been like to be on a campus where you were a student, but now connecting as an adult with teachers and with other mentors.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to use this word again. Excuse me, I am going to use this word again. I felt honored because not a lot of people do come back and not a lot of people are interested. And I just feel honored that I even get to come back and see the loving people that taught me or the same love that they gave me or that helped me out after school. I remember Miss Moore. She would always help me out with my math class or my math. So after school, so seeing her was also a light. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't really like school, but I love you, you know? So seeing Patricia and seeing Miss Moore and having all the memories come back and making new memories with her and Miss Moore, I'm honored. I'm very honored. Yes.
Crushed it.
You got it.
There's just so many beautiful aspects to this,
Yeah.
Sammie. Like, I feel like any one of those could be the little tiny film we make about this. But, like...
Did the schools felt real small?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
You went back, yeah? And
Yes.
It's weird how that we used to think when we were a kid, it's like it's this huge place.
Right,
You go back
yes.
to this, like,
These
I was looking at-
tiny chairs.
Oh my, no, I was like, I don't remember fitting in the... I could barely put my legs under them now. I'm like, oh my goodness.
That's funny.
Oh,
Yay,
Sam,
thank you.
Yes, well, thank you,
you
Sam.
are amazing.
Thank you
I-
guys.
It's such a gift. I need to
Yes.
hug you without
Thank you
knocking this
guys.
over,
No,
but-
honestly, thank you guys for just this opportunity. I was 6 years old when I started Kids Hope. For me, as somebody who definitely struggles with dyslexic, I would always have trouble reading, writing, and I knew that, and I just felt so grateful that I had somebody to put my comfort in, and that was Rebecca. So we would read, we would write every time, and her reward to me was the caterpillar and ice cream. And I'm just so grateful that she pushed me to even want to do that and write more and read more, because I was embarrassed. And she just gave me so much love and so much attention and made me feel like I was somebody as a kid. Walking into Eagle Rock again for the first time as a mentor was definitely exciting and nerve-wracking. Definitely learning and seeing Patricia, you know, getting to know her, but then also excited that I get to give and enjoy the experience that you guys gave me to another kid. She is just the sweetest little girl ever. And I love that as a person that I know I talk a lot. I love that she can just go out and talk about anything, and I can talk back to her just as much as I, would love to. We just go back and forth, and those are wonderful moments. Showing up is important because when I was in Kids Hope, when I was a kid, I didn't really have anyone there for me until you guys, Kids Hope, came into my life. And I feel like that's important to me because now that I'm in Kids Hope, I get to do that for my mentee or for whatever kid I have. So that's what's really important to me. My relationship with Becca, I feel like would always stay the same. When I did see her at Target, I felt like everything just rushed up on me and I had forgotten about life for a second. I didn't care about bills. I didn't care about, just life. And I was just like, I'm seeing somebody that cared about me, somebody that was literally there for me all my life. And I get to see them again, and just, I think after the fires, that as well, seeing everything so lost and everything get lost in front of me and seeing all my friends' houses and family members' houses just leave. It was dark. And I forgot that anybody was even there, Until you guys, till Becca, she texted me again and it was just a light. I remember Rebecca just texting me, asking me how I was, and I just felt like I mattered. I remember why me and Rebecca had a relationship. I remember why she's my favorite person in the world, because you guys are just there for me. And I think that's so important. And my relationship with her and my point of view of her will never change. My mom called me. She was like, there's literally a fire down the street. Like, if you walked out of my house, you could literally see it right by the church. She was like, we have to go. So all I remember is getting my animals. I had 2 bearded dragons. I had an iguana. I have an iguana. I still have my 2 bearded dragons. My lizard Caimon and my 2 cats. And I just remember grabbing them. Not even any clothes or anything. I just remember grabbing them and leaving. And not even 12 hours later, my house was gone. My whole street, my whole car, my everything was just gone. So I didn't even know until I saw the news, not knowing if your house is gone or not, but seeing 200,000 people watching the news and that's your house burning. Yeah, it's breathtaking. It's a lot.